Brooks just sucks at golf right now. Could you imagine if we got in an accident and you hurt yourself? Great shot,
okay,
Hank. That was a terrible shot by you.
That's fine.
Okay.
Get in there, Hank.
Get in there, Hank! Let's go! What is going on?
No.
Get a shot off if I hit that drone? We got to slow play him. He hates it. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no! No!
On today's Pardon My Take, we have Houston Texans head coach Demeco Ryans. Great interview with Coach Ryans. We've been big Demeco Ryans fans for a while, so it was awesome to have him on. We're going to talk some playoff baseball. It has begun. We are going to talk some college football Wednesdays. We talk who should be number one. Big games coming up this weekend. We have hot seat, cool throne. There's some stuff to talk about there that's happened with this podcast the last couple days. And then we are going to finish with Jimbos. And before we get to all of that, the farmer's dog. The results of switching your dog's food from kibble to fresh can seem like magic when a senior dog starts acting like a puppy again, and the pickiest of eaters can't wait for dinner time. You might think some spells were cast, but the farmer's dog doesn't use any sorcery or secret ingredients to make their fresh food, just science. I use a farmer's dog with Stella. We switched to it actually before farmer's dog even came on. She loves it. I know Blake eats farmer's dog. Dogs love farmer's dog. It is the best option for dogs of all life stages. It's not kibble. It's not canned goo. It's just real healthy food. Traditional dry and wet dog food options are highly processed, can use much lower quality ingredients than they claim to. Why would you feed your dog something that isn't the best? The farmer's dog is the best. It's not just fresh, higher quality food. They also send the food pre-proportioned specifically for your dog based on their unique nutritional needs. It's super, super easy. A fresh diet has been found to have all sorts of benefits, from healthier coat and skin to better breath, even easier digestion and smaller, better poops. I can tell you, I know this for a fact. When we switched Stella, she started eating more. She started feeling more energetic. It's all because of the farmer's dog. So thank you to the farmer's dog. It doesn't matter if your dog is young or old. It's always the right time to begin investing in their health, helping you live more healthy, happy, and full years together. Let's be honest, dogs are part of your family. Why not give them the best food? Again, it's super, super easy. You go online, you fill out the questionnaire, you get whatever food you want for your dog, and they deliver it in freeze-dried packages that you can pop in the freezer and then pop out, and that you have fresh food for your dog. So get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/PMT. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/PMT to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/PMT. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Wednesday, October 4th, and the Minnesota Twins have won a playoff game. I know we're going to talk about the Phillies. I know Max thought we were going to start doing the said and screaming at everyone and be like, said, no one goes into the bank. But we have to start with the Twins. The Twins have broken the streak of 18 postseason losses in a row. The last time they won a game was 2004 in the ALDS Game 1. Johan Santana was on the bump. And then tonight they win, and their pitcher, I believe Pablo Lopez, showed up to the stadium in a Johan Santana jersey. Congrats, Twins fans. That is the longest streak in all of professional sports, and it's finally gone.
Yeah, I mean, you took everything I was going to say. Like 0-18 there's no streak that's been longer across any sport you can name it. The star of the night, you know who it was? It was my man Royce.
Yeah.
Two dingers. It's the third time that's been done in Major League Baseball history to lead off your postseason career with back-to-back home runs. So Royce Lewis had it, and one of the other guys that had it was Gary Gaetti, also for the Twins. The Rat. You guys remember the Rat?
Yeah. Yes.
The Rat
So
did
I mean,
that.
yeah,
The Rat did it. Royce did it. The good vibes from Minnesota. They deserve this.
they deserve this. Like that 18 games is unfathomable. 2004 is a long ass time. And again, it wasn't just series losses, it was literally game losses. They were in the postseason a ton of times and they lost every single time the games. So, yeah, it's good that they got the monkey off their back. Hopefully they win again, get to the next round. We do actually, though, so the streaks, it was 18 games for the Twins. The Blackhawks in the 70s had 16 losses in a row. The Pistons actually have a record going right now. So they're on streak watch. They have 14 games and counting of playoff losses, and that is to present day. So hopefully the Pistons can win a game, because that is like, I know that we have the debate, like, would you rather team be bad or make the playoffs? Like, I actually think that making the playoffs and losing every single game is the worst fate of any fan base. Like, I would rather be the worst team and just be like, I can just erase it from my memory, draft picks, whatever you want to sell yourself on. Being good enough to get to the playoffs and then not winning a game for more than almost 2 decades, that is the worst. So congrats to Twins fans. I hope you guys win this next one and get to the ALDS and you keep going.
Well, especially in baseball, it's the worst, because in baseball, you play the longest season of all, and then you fight, you scratch, you claw, you put so much effort, so much like all your hopes and dreams go into the playoff push. You live and die with every at bat and every game, and there's so many of them. And then you get to the playoffs, and like the next day, boom, you lose. Day after that, boom, you lose. Day after that, boom, you lose. Now you're home again. Like in football, at least, there's not as many games, and you get to the playoffs, and you can enjoy that one full week in between the end of the regular season and the start of the playoffs to read the articles, listen to every morning show, just feel like you accomplished something with the season. In baseball, if you make the wild card round, you get swept. It's like, it's like twisting the knife.
And when it keeps going, when you lose and, you celebrate clinching, because there is that celebration every year when you clinch in baseball and to lose. So, yeah, I'm happy for Twins fans. They deserve it. Minnesota fans deserve it. And, yeah, I am rooting for the Orioles, but maybe I'll be like because I think they're in the different bracket, right? So they wouldn't have to play each other. Is that right, Jake? Look that up. Maybe I'll just be a Twins guy until Twins to win this series and then beat the Astros. That's what we should be, a Twins over Astros podcast.
Yeah,
I'm anti-Astros. Still anti-Astros.
Okay, yeah, so Twins over Astros. Let's get the Twins to the ALCS. Yeah. Let's root hard for the Twins to get to the ALCS.
I became like a temporary Twins fan earlier tonight after they won, and I went down a little rabbit hole, and I was listening to the home team radio calls of the home runs that were hit. Nothing better than a home team baseball radio call. Nothing in the world. And these guys were flipping out, just guys in the booth nutting to the moon. It was incredible. Like, they were so pumped up because it was like the very first home run that was hit was like a weight got lifted off the entire stadium, because everyone before the game was like nervous. There was a lot of nervous energy going through there, but I don't think that the players on the field were nervous. Between Royce Lewis, you mentioned the pitcher sporting the Johan Santana
Pablo
jersey,
Lopez, yeah.
And who's the guy on the Twins that's like a hometown guy that grew up as like a diehard fan of the Twins?
Joe Mauer?
I think he might have. No, but a different guy. The Twins always get those dudes. There's a guy on the Twins. I forget who it was. That was I think he might have been at the game in 2004 that they won as like a kid.
I don't know, but that's a cool story. That's a very cool story.
I love that part of baseball.
Not Joe Mauer. Who's the other guy? It was Joe Mauer.
Matt Wallner is an outfielder from Forest Lake, Minnesota. Then they have 2 pitchers from Minnesota, Caleb Thielbar and Louis Varland.
I think it was Thielbar. I think Thielbar was the one that I was reading about earlier.
Joe Mauer was sick at football too. I remember that. Remember they used to play his football highlights because he was from Minnesota. All right. So also, if the Twins can get to the ALCS, we get the bonus. Nothing better than like bitterly cold playoff baseball. I love that. I know it's a sicko move, but when it's like 45 degrees and everyone's bundled up, there's something about that that's just great. All right.
Yeah, it's still an insane move on the part of the Twins to play games outdoors in just the case that something like this would happen. You get pitchers wearing like 2 warm-up jackets if they ever get on base, which won't happen.
Bring back the dome with the plexiglass. Kirby Puckett put the whole team on his back. So Max, the bank, said Phillies win. You need a new third base coach. He stinks.
Yeah, that was bad. He was 0 for 3 tonight.
Bryce just
Schwarber.
Bryce just being like at the end in the whatever it was, that bottom of the eighth, being like, "Fuck this guy, he's so off. I'm just running right through it," and he was so safe.
Yeah, I mean that was a no-brainer. Obviously, Bryce is going to go there. I do love the taking off your helmet midway through second and third, just because you think that it gets you more speed. No shot that it does, but it feels better and it looks cooler.
And the hair.
And the
he
hair.
does it because of the hair.
He does it because of the hair.
I mean,
that's why
he looks
like,
great regardless.
Like whenever he would charge the mount, he always flips the hat off.
Yeah,
he looks great regardless. The hair looks great coming out of the back of the helmet also. So I don't want to say that one looks better than the other, but the bank was great. I mean, right now that's one of the best. That's one of like the hardest environments in professional sports.
Ooh,
playoff baseball at the bank is one of the hardest environments in professional sports. Mm-hmm. It's different. It's different than at any other stadium. 500% increase.
What happened last year in the playoffs at the bank?
Don't worry about it.
I'm just curious if anything.
We won a lot of games at the bank.
Wait, how? Well, keep going. How is it different?
I mean, you just see it. The feel's different. It sounds different. The vibes.
Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that your favorite team plays there?
No. Other people are saying it too.
I will give Philly some credit. Philly deserves an assist. They showed this graphic on the broadcast a couple times. They had the Trey Turner stat on there. Remember we talked about when Philly gave him the standing ovation, just like the sarcastic ovation?
Yeah.
So that was August 4th. And through August 3rd, he was hitting 235, 657 OPS, 10 home runs, and a strikeout rate of 24%. Since Philly did everything they could. They broke glass in case of emergency and said, you know what? We've tried being a dickhead to this guy. Maybe we should try to support our guy. They gave him a standing ovation. And since then, in the 48 games, he's hit 337, OPS of 1.057, 16 home runs, 17% strikeout rate down from 24%. So it worked. Good job, Philly.
Good job, Philly.
Yeah, I told you it was going to work.
Yeah. So why don't you do that with every player?
Because, baseball is a different sport. I already had this whole discussion. Baseball is a different sport. It's about confidence. Booing doesn't do anything for a baseball player. For a football player, getting booed gets a little drive and you get a little angry. You'll maybe get a little push on the guy next to you. In baseball, it's a mental game. It's a game of confidence.
So what about basketball?
I didn't play basketball at a high level. Can't tell you. I can only tell you the sports that I have played in my life. Matt stares at the CAA.
I feel like sarcastically cheering a made foul shot from a guy that sucks from the free throw line. I think that plays. I think the guy actually interprets that as, yeah, they're actually applauding for me.
Oh yeah, Ben Simmons used to get that ordeal all the time.
Yeah, and it worked out great for him.
What a joke
he's doing awesome these days. So you feel good. Zach Wheeler was awesome. His sweeper, which it's just a slider. It's a slider, but we call it a sweeper
sounds
now.
Way better. Sweeper sounds way better than a slider.
His sweeper did look like a wiffle ball a couple times, which was sick.
Yeah, it was nasty.
So you feel good. Who's on the bump tomorrow? Ranger?
No, I wish it was. I mean, Nola's good. It's just he either looks like the best pitcher in baseball or the worst every time he goes out. But, playoff, you got to think that he's going to bring his ace stuff tomorrow.
They got to cheer him.
I like the move by Kimbrel in the ninth, the intentional balk. I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, that was cool.
He just dropped the ball. Yeah. It was awesome. So what was the thinking behind that? Why would you just advance the runner from second to third?
Go ahead, Max.
Go ahead.
No. I was gonna take a wild guess. So I don't know if you know.
I was Max because Max played baseball at a high level.
Yeah, he played CAA. True. So
I think that he had a sense that the guy on second base was tipping off pitches.
That's what I was going to say.
He had an eye at the.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that would make sense.
That's the only thing that would make sense. That if the guy on second base is just giving a little tip to the batter.
In football, can you decline a balk?
Ooh, that would be cool. But then you basically are admitting that that's what you're doing.
Yeah, true.
You're basically saying,
but prove it. But come prove
exactly what I'm doing. I guess you also could make the argument, Max, maybe if there's a grounder in the infield, like a runner trying to run like right in front of him right before in his eye line to get the last out. But yeah, it's probably
I don't hate
pitches.
that.
Yeah.
I also was thinking it might be more comfortable as like a pitcher pitching out of the stretch, just having the guy in your eye in your what's the word I'm looking
You got
for?
this
Line of vision.
Yeah, line of
Your
vision.
line of vision rather than like having to turn.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
you-
I'm just throwing.
All right, hear me out here. If you're going to be committing a balk, though, if that's the case, why wouldn't you just like not care about the runner trying to steal third and what kind of lead that he has and just act like he's not there?
It could just be a comfort thing. I don't think he really cared, regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, or else he wouldn't have balked.
So the other games, I'm counting the Diamondbacks as that was a Dan Haren win. So it was a little curious why they started their guy. I don't even know how to say his name. Can you get it for me, Jake? Pfaadt. Poof. He might
It
be
was,
Jerry O'Connell. How you say? Poof.
I looked it up earlier, actually, and it was fart, like a British person saying fart.
Fart.
Fart. I farted.
Farted. But either way, everyone's like, "What the hell? This guy stinks." He pitched two and 2/3, and then their bullpen completely shut down the Brewers. I'm just counting this as Dan Haren. I think this was Dan Haren probably made this entire plan. He's like, "Let's start Fart, and then we will throw in the bullpen, and we'll shut them down."
You could make the argument it was Dan Haren because he's probably all about pitching depth, right? He probably does a lot with the guys coming out of the bullpen. So credit to Dan Haren. What I'm more concerned about with this is we have a stadium controversy, a stadium conflict schedule that's going to be rearing its ugly head in case the Diamondbacks advance. So if they advance, Game 3 of the series that I think would be against the Dodgers would be at Chase Field on the same date that Guns N' Roses is scheduled to play there.
No.
So we've got a real battle of the Titans, the Diamondbacks versus Guns N' Roses. You could make the argument that Guns N' Roses concert in Phoenix would have a bigger economic impact.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Than a Diamondbacks game because you get all the people taking Ubers, cabs there, plus the people that get DUIs on the way back from it that would contribute to the local economy. And I would imagine that like 90% of people in the Phoenix area plan on attending the Guns N' Roses concert.
Yeah. So in the Brewers, Corbin Burns wasn't good, and we had Marlins man there, which he called me live during the game, inviting us to Game 2 and 3. I don't know if we'll be able to make it. We're gonna have to text him, but he did make that invite. He is there. He's sitting there with front row Amy.
Because the Marlins aren't in the playoffs, so he's gonna show up somewhere.
He's got to be there. We were talking about it before. Like people forget the Marlins forced Marlins man hand when he offered them a blank check to do Marlins man day, where he gets to throw out the first pitch with all the mermaids surrounding him, and Derek Jeter said, "Get out of my office." So we stand with Marlins man. Like if he doesn't want to root for the Marlins because of what they did to him, I'm on Marlins man's side.
I think he was only asking for like 5 season tickets for free.
It was
one
nothing
for him and like all of his cats. And it was really a head scratcher when Jeter comes into town. Like, you think Jeter's bigger in Florida than Marlins man is? No, man, you're a Yankee. Marlins man, he is the Marlins.
He is the Marlins and the mermaids.
So he tweeted that he thought it would be the Marlins playing in Milwaukee and his travel plans were already made.
Well, you can't see that coming. It did come down to like the last day of the season or second to last day of the season.
Yeah.
So, okay, justice for Marlins man. And then in Tampa, we got a bad sports town watch. 19,000 people at the Trop today. 19,000 people. That's tough. There was also like a clip of all the wives of the players trying to like pump up the crowd, and no one was doing anything. And it was just like shit.
That's sad.
I mean,
it's like once Tom Brady leaves town, nobody cares about sports there anymore.
I was seeing people arguing about it online, and I do understand the idea that it was a 2-day notice, and they always stick the Rays with the like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon game on a weekday, which, people have jobs, and it's not easy to just be like, I'm getting off work for the Rays, but 19,000 is tough. That's tough for a playoff.
That is tough. Aren't they planning on putting like $1.2 billion into the new stadium there?
Yeah,
that'll
it's like lightning proof, right?
Yeah, it's great.
I think I read that. Either way,
I think it was pretty much the please don't move our team to Nashville Stadium. I think that's what it was.
That's exactly right. So playoff baseball's back. October's the best month. Boys, did you know? I don't know if anyone's pointed this out to you a million times, but starting tomorrow, 50 straight days of football.
It's pretty good because we got what Conference USA.
The Sun Belt, I think, starts playing on Wednesdays too. And yeah, I'm gonna look real quick who else is playing because I don't think Maction starts this early. Jacksonville State and Middle Tennessee State play tomorrow night, and then Middle Tennessee State plays on Tuesday. Yeah, so they're gonna start doing Sun Belt on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Oh, the best. Maction doesn't start usually till November, but 50 straight days of football on TV. You can find a football game for the next 50 straight days. Think about that. Isn't that beautiful?
It's pretty great.
That's a beautiful thing.
I also want people to remember as bad as Monday Night Football was because it was we very
can talk
bad.
About it. Yeah.
It was really bad. The official prognosis coming out of it is, I think medically speaking, Daniel Jones is ass.
Yeah, he's super ass. Yeah,
he is ass. And it's very funny to picture the Giants fans that like booed Daniel Jones on draft night that then had to go back and be like, I was wrong about booing Daniel Jones on draft night last year. And now they have to be like, fuck, I already took back my boo of Daniel Jones on draft night. I can't be right about that anymore. Yeah. It was an ugly game. The only good part of the game, I know Big Cat, you saw this, Drew Lock getting in.
Yes.
I still believe in Drew Lock. I think I had a take that he would make 5 Pro Bowls on this show. So you're never wrong about a take until you give up on it. Let that be a lesson to the Giants fans out there. Yes. I still think Drew Lock could possibly make 5 Pro Bowls.
He should have they should have kept him in the game just for the viewers, because once Drew Lock comes in a game, the volatility of that game goes through the roof, whether it be great Drew Lock plays or terrible Drew Lock plays. The Giants, though, it's always funny watching, like, we as football fans, when we're rooting for our team, we make all the excuses, we talk ourselves into everything, and then watching from afar another fan base and seeing them do the same thing, and you're like, you guys are fucking stupid. Like, all the Giants fans saying it was the offensive line and all this. Like, Daniel Jones was ass last night. He a lot of the sacks were his fault. The fumble, the interception on the goal line, like, he sucked. I know the offensive line isn't good, but as someone who does the same thing where I'm like, no weapons, no offensive line, when you take a step back, it looks really dumb when your quarterback just isn't good right now. And I don't know if Daniel Jones, like last year, he was good, but you paid a lot of money to him. Saquon's got to just be so pissed watching him beat ass and be like, yeah, that's my money. I should have had some of that money. But yeah, the Giants are in, like, they had a great season last year to win a playoff game, and now it feels like they're back in despair. And the even the boat pictures going back around. People are getting duped. There's one guy who just tweeted out the boat picture, and he's like, it's insane. The Giants are 11-94 since this picture was taken. And people were quote tweeting it. And then if you just went to his Twitter, the guy just wrote underneath, he's like, I love just putting out disinformation, because they have been that bad. They have been that bad that, like, it's gotten so ridiculous. Whenever you see the boat picture, you just expect a terrible record next to it. And no one's really keeping track at this point, because that was what? That was like 10 years. Was that like 7-8 years ago?
That
was 7 years ago.
Picture Odell, was that Odell's last full season?
That was like 16. So 7 years ago,
15 or 16. Yeah.
So now, yeah, you could just make up any numbers and people will believe it.
Yeah. Speaking of misinformation getting put online, did you see the Matt Canada news?
Yeah.
So I saw the Twitter account, and apparently, allegedly, Matt Canada has a Twitter account. I took screenshots of it in case it gets deleted. But somebody found the Twitter account, and then other people started to, like, put the dots together. And this one guy said, I checked the email address that was associated with it, and it looks like it could be like like star at Steelers.com or something like that. That guy made that up. If you looked at his account, it was just like, I'm a parody account in the bio. But I looked at, it's Dan Robbins, Danny Football 77.
Danny Football
was the handle. And all this guy does is just reply. I think we might have reached the point on the internet where people are now making fake burner accounts for people, so that people will be like, oh shit, that's gotta be Matt Canada, because all he cares about is defending Matt Canada.
Well, it's
which
also
is exactly what this guy was doing.
It's also a point where, like, anyone who tweets anything positive about a public figure, they're like, nice burner. Like, how could that possibly be? How could you actually like this person?
Because if I were making a Matt Canada burner account, I would do the exact same thing. Something like Danny Football 77, and then his profile pic is just a flat brim Steelers New Era hat, which is great.
It's great. It's so great. Oh man. All right. Anything else before we kick it to ourselves for Hot Seat Cool Throne? Oh, we should mention the Trevor Bauer situation is crazy. And like that video was nuts that he released. He got completely railroaded by it seems like everyone, the media especially, jumping to every conclusion. I hope he gets to be able to play in the MLB again, because that was nuts. Like the whole thing was scary and nuts.
Yeah, and the woman that did it to him is like that really sucks too, is that because she did that, now everybody that has like a legitimate complaint, they're gonna be like, no, making it up.
Trevor Bauer, they're gonna use that. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. They'll say it's a Trevor Bauer situation. So yeah, we didn't discuss the Trevor Bauer story when it happened on the show, because you don't know what's actually going on. And it takes a really fucking long time for the facts to come out about things sometimes. And yeah, I was watching the video and I was like, holy shit, like this is as damning as it gets.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully he gets to play in MLB again. That was nuts. And hopefully people who took him down the way they did, like, retract. I don't know if you can at this point. There's really nothing. You can't really put the toothpaste back in the tube here, but I would hope that at least some of them would be like, hey, maybe I should change how I do things and report on things.
I think what happened was a lot of people didn't like Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
And so they heard this story and it was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That guy sucks. I don't like him. And so they put out all kinds of reports using like very dubiously sourced material and reading into like the medical reports, facts that weren't in the medical reports. And it was all based on the fact that they didn't like Trevor Bauer. And it's okay to not like Trevor Bauer. I think like when we interviewed him on the show, we came off being like, well, Trevor Bauer's a weird guy, but I think I kind of like him afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. He's eccentric. Yeah.
And not everyone's going to like the guy. But just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean that whatever facts are being presented are actually the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. So that deserved a mention for sure. All right. Should we kick it to ourselves? Oh, Jake.
Yeah, we have our selection for our full page ad. It's going to be the Miami, Ohio student newspaper. We just have to brainstorm the creative side for me to submit to their advertising team. So what are you guys thinking?
Okay. I would like for it to be a full page ad, but like have the font really, really big so we don't have to write that much.
Yeah, and it should be a picture of all of us. And it should be, the start should be thanking JJ Watt. So we need to thank JJ Watt for thanking everyone.
Well, thank you, JJ Watt, for taking out a full page ad in the Houston Chronicle.
Yeah. And other newspapers we don't read. So all right, so ready, Jake? Yep. First of all, we would like to thank JJ Watt for taking out a full page ad in the Houston Chronicle, amongst other newspapers that he might have taken a full page ad out in. Full disclosure, we don't read. Secondly,
this full page ad is good for one free subscription to Pardon My Take podcast. Limit one per customer.
Thirdly, we want to thank everyone who supported us and listened to the show.
And
you guys
lastly,
you guys have made it so that we have the best job in the world.
And last but not least, we would like to thank ourselves for supporting the press by taking out a full page ad.
P.S. If a hurricane ever hits the Miami of Ohio campus, we are pledging right now to fully fund its rebuilding. Is that a problem? Does anyone know if there's ever been a hurricane? Yeah, has there ever been a hurricane?
A hurricane in Ohio?
Maybe a tornado.
We said hurricane, though, but we should double check just to make sure. Because imagine if
it's warming. The only problem is global warming and all that shit. But the good news is we're going to be long dead by that time, so it'll be somebody else's problem.
You guys are forgetting about Tropical Storm Bertha in 2020.
Yeah, that's a tropical storm. We didn't say tropical storm. We said hurricanes.
Hurricane Barry in 2019.
Wait, Hurricane Barry was still a hurricane?
It says
when it hit Ohio?
No
chance it was still a hurricane.
No chance.
It's got it needs water to live.
Miami of Ohio. It has to hit that place specifically.
Yes.
God forbid.
True.
And end it love and honor. Pardon my take. That's what they say in Miami of Ohio. The Red Hawks. Love and honor.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I think I'm just going to tell them to listen to this part of the podcast, so straight from your mouth.
Okay, yeah. And maybe even put in just this, what I'm saying right now.
And then can there also be a picture of Big Ben, but like over our shoulders, almost like he's dead, like a dead spirit looking over us?
Yeah.
I'll put in the request.
Okay.
So look out for that Friday, October 13th.
Okay, cool. Wait, we're putting out an ad on Friday the 13th?
Well, the issues come out every other Friday, so they said if I get them the info by tomorrow, they can get it out.
Okay, we need another full page ad. We need another full page ad. We need another full page ad that just says Friday the 13th, no jinxes, no bad juju. You're going to win. Everyone's a winner.
So we're putting out two in the same issue? Or
yeah, they just have them because we need to acknowledge Friday the 13th. I think there needs to be a full page ad being like Friday the 13th. That's a bad day. Everyone, we're saying no jinxes, no juju, no bad juju.
Okay.
Do you think
Sounds
that
good.
itself
I
gives
was
bad
gonna
juju?
say-
We need a third one?
Yeah. I think
Just
for the
ran down
third
the
one,
whole issue.
I think for the third one, we just say psych. Just
No,
psych.
because then we have to take it back. Dude,
Yeah, but
the
having
third
the
one,
two
the third one, just have
it'll look
just
cool.
have the third one say.
Wait.
Just have the
No,
third
no,
one say pretend
no,
it's
we're
Friday, October 14th.
We're gonna full page ad ourselves to death on the show. Like this is gonna be a money pit for us if we keep this going. Can we just push it back 2 weeks? That's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, we could. I'm fine with I'm fine with the two full page ads. One just saying no bad juju, no jinxes. Everyone be good. Everyone be chill.
All right. So
Okay.
2-pager on October 13th.
Do you think if you submitted the transcript from Monday's show, it would get put in print?
Yeah, I think it would look better in print actually.
We'll see.
Okay, let's kick it to ourselves. We're gonna do.
I keep thinking, wait till these people find the episode with Stavi where we just talk about how coaches in the NFL would fuck for the entire episode, and then print out the lines of dialogue from that, and then judge us on that show, please.
My head. We're gonna talk about it more on Hot Seat Cool Throne, but my head also immediately went to our Sister Jean dialogue.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, welcome to Part of My. Any new listeners? Welcome to Part of My Take. We have fun here. Okay, we're kicking to ourselves for college football talk. Back in the studio, Hot Seat Cool Throne, Demeco Ryans, and Jimbos.
At least I didn't get caught kissing Vicky Butterman's big butt in the woods.
That's not true. Boys, did I interrupt?
Mom, you stupid bitch, get out of here.
Well, pardon me, and pardon my chicken tenders.
50, your mom is so cool. And she's hot. She's my stepmom. Oh, okay, well, your stepmom is really hot. Yeah, she is. Yeah! Oh, yeah. Touchdown!
My boys love their chicken tenders.
Part of my cheesesteaks new menu is here. The Big Cat Combo, Chicken Bacon Ranch cheesesteaks, and chicken tenders.
Okay, before we get to some college football talk, we are brought to you by ourselves. Pardon My Cheesesteak has just unleashed a menu that will have your mouth watering in no time. Hold on to your taste receptors because we're introducing the stars of the show, the Chicken Bacon Ranch Cheesesteak, the Irresistible Chicken Tenders, and the monumental Big Cat Combo. Whether you're a cheesesteak aficionado, a finger food enthusiast, or simply someone who values the art of comfort cuisine, this menu has something for everyone. Order now on pardonmycheesesteak.com. Also available on Uber Eats. Pardon My Cheesesteak. We're in stadiums everywhere. We're in pretty much every town in America. We've perfected the cheesesteak, and now we have chicken tenders. It's the perfect food for a football weekend. Order now on pardonmycheesesteak.com. Also available on Uber Eats. Okay, college football, PFT.
I have a question for you to start.
Yes, Michigan is winning the national championship.
I think they might, and I'm hoping they do. So Jim Harbaugh will leave the college game. He's proven everything he has to prove. My question for you is, as of right now, who should be the number one team in the country?
I actually think it should be the Texas Longhorns.
Okay, so I have it down to 3.
Okay.
Texas Longhorns are one of them because right now it's Georgia, Michigan. Michigan actually got a bunch of votes to be number one, so they're trending towards getting the number one ranking, which would be the first time since 1997 when they won a split national title with Nebraska. The Texas Longhorns are on my list. Also on my list are the Ohio State Buckeyes. If we're going off of best wins, the Buckeyes winning at Notre Dame might be more impressive than Texas winning at Alabama, depending on how Alabama's season goes.
It's very close.
And then the last one is Florida State should be considered, I believe. They have 2 very good wins. Obviously, those teams now have lost twice each, but they beat LSU, killed LSU on a neutral site, and they beat Clemson at Clemson. Those are the 3 teams. I don't think it should be Georgia. I don't think it should be Michigan, even though Michigan is out of this world good. Fun fact about Michigan, they are making the opposing offense go 3 and out 45% of the time, and no team has run a play inside the 10-yard line of Michigan's side of the field.
Yeah, that's pretty good. They're taking care of business. They don't have any good wins, but that's just because they haven't played any good teams yet.
They've
been spanking all the bad teams that they've been playing, which is exactly what you should do. Texas, I think the win at Alabama, I would put that over the Ohio State win at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame looks good. Notre Dame played tough against a really good Duke team.
Yeah, they're good. Notre Dame's definitely very, very good. I would just give the edge to the Longhorns in that situation. I want to see Michigan and Texas in the national championship.
It would rule.
I think that would be awesome to have a title game that doesn't have Alabama, Georgia, or Ohio State in it.
Yeah.
It would be good to see that switch up a little bit.
Yeah. So
I also think that Georgia might lose 1 game or 2 games maybe this year. They look very beatable.
The problem is their schedule.
Yeah.
Their schedule is...
Do they play Kentucky?
They play basically no one. Kentucky, I think, is on there. I think they have Tennessee at home. Or no, Tennessee at Tennessee. So that will be a tough game. I think they play Kentucky at home. Yeah, they play Kentucky at home this weekend. At Vanderbilt, at Florida, home against Mizzou.
What game's neutral? Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah. Home against Mississippi and away against Tennessee. You could actually, I might agree with you. Georgia has, it's now
Ole Miss could beat them. They could lose at Tennessee.
Although Lane Kiffin just winning those big games. That game, that LSU Ole Miss game,
was awesome.
If you're not a college football fan, those are the games that you are so desperately missing out on because that was pure offense, craziness, insane plays. LSU's defense is an absolute dumpster fire. Brian Kelly,
hot seat.
It could go south on him.
Hot seat. He can't get any more south than he already is, but he's definitely
Miami.
My family.
Miami's head coach.
If you're an LSU fan, you would probably rather lose a game like that if at least your defense at LSU was awesome.
Yeah,
because they've had a great defense for so long down there. And then if you're losing games just giving up 1 billion yards, then you're like, what the fuck is you're still getting the same recruits. Like as long as you recruit the state of Louisiana, your defense should be elite, and they stink. They're just really, really bad defensively. I could say I'm going through the list right now. I could see Georgia. I'm not saying they're going to lose. I'm saying I could see them. Big difference. It means I can't be held accountable if I'm wrong. I could see them losing to Kentucky. I could see them losing to Florida. That's a rivalry game.
I couldn't.
I could see it.
Billy Napier's got a problem in Florida. They got smoked by Kentucky.
But they're like up and down, up and down. I could see them losing to Mizzou. I could see them losing to Ole Miss, and I could see them losing to Tennessee.
Ooh.
Because
So you have them at 4 losses.
I actually have them at 1 loss already because I give them a half a loss
for Auburn.
And I also give them a half a loss for South Carolina.
The Brock Bowers, though, is so fucking good. I know he won't win the Heisman, but the fact that those are moments where those are Heisman type moments when you're playing at Auburn and nothing's working and you're like, let's just smash the Brock Bowers button. And they kept on smashing it. He had 8 catches for 147 yards and a touchdown, and he made 1 catch that was out of this world good. So he is their fail safe. But yeah, Georgia, you might be right that Georgia, we all thought that their schedules would be easy, but there are a couple games in there. All right, I'll go. They're going to lose One game.
Okay. That's
Memes
safe.
is a Georgia fan. Who's the one meme said? I'm going to say a combo of Kentucky, Tennessee, Ole Miss.
Because if let's say they lose the Ole Miss, they still have a shot to make it to the playoffs.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Because they just got to win the SEC championship.
I actually,
because if they lose them, Ole Miss is in the West.
Right.
I actually think that
Even
Brock
if they lose
Bowers.
to Tennessee, because Tennessee might have Tennessee already lost to Florida. So if Tennessee catches another loss and they only lost to Tennessee, that would be fine.
Yeah, I think that. So I think their biggest tests
Tennessee
are this upcoming weekend, but it's at home because Kentucky's just hot right now, and then Tennessee at Tennessee.
Yeah.
I could see Brock Bowers winning the Heisman, or at least being like a close finalist in the Heisman.
Invited to New York?
Yeah, invited. If like they keep barely winning games
And he does it.
they don't have anybody else that's carrying the offense, and then in the second halves of all these games, they're just like, oh yeah, Brock Bowers is the best player maybe in college football all around besides Caleb Williams.
Yes.
Let's just put the ball in his hands and let him do his thing.
And then we also have the Red River Shootout rivalry. I think we said rivalry.
S word out.
Yeah, the Red River rivalry, which is really easy to say, is this weekend, which would be perfect for Texas looking very, very good. And also Texas is like not under the radar, but it hasn't been all the time. You know, they obviously beat Alabama. That was a big weekend for them. They handled Kansas, Baylor. They're going about their business. For them to lose to Oklahoma would be perfectly Texas.
Yeah, at the Texas State Fair. Have you ever been to the Texas State Fair?
I have not. I'd like to go.
It's got everything fried there. It's awesome. They fry butter. They deep fry butter at the State Fair.
Love it.
They deep fry Kool-Aid pickles at that one's actually not as good as the butter. But people just walking around with basically like an entire leg from a pig that's just covered in batter and just soaked in hot oil for about 5 minutes. And it's incredible. It's a great place to go. I think that this year, I mean, anything could happen in this game because it's just such like a unique environment. But I think that Texas is so good defensively that they should be able to get the job done.
I still like Dylan Gabriel. I like him from when he was at UCF. There's something about him. He's got some kind of swag. He's the perfect guy for this type of game where you could just have a game that's just like, what the fuck, Dylan Gabriel. Out west, the other thing. So Colorado kind of saved face with the way they played against USC, only losing by 7. Mm-hmm. And USC now, I think the discussion is Lincoln Riley liable for malpractice for having one of the best college quarterbacks, maybe of all time, if he goes back-to-back Heisman and Caleb Williams, and never having a defense behind him, because that defense is so bad, and they are going to be in some games. Like going to Notre Dame is not going to be easy. Like there are some games that USC feels like, hey, we have a team, we have a quarterback that could be a national title type of quarterback, and I don't think they're going to survive their schedule because I just don't think their defense can stop anyone.
I think USC is pumped to have a coach like that. That's what you need at USC. It's like it's the complete
malpractice,
opposite.
though.
It might be malpractice, but it's like the complete opposite of what LSU's done.
Yeah.
So like LSU would be happy like having close games as long as their defense was awesome, keeping them in. They might not be happy, but they might not be as upset as they are right now. At USC, if you're lighting up the scoreboard, they don't really give a shit if you're giving up 30 points a game.
Yeah.
They don't care about that.
And we have, I mean, the Pac-12 is going to be awesome. Next weekend is Oregon-Washington, which will be a big deciding factor of how that all plays out. But yeah, Utah goes down. Oregon State, bounces back. Washington State's still really good. It's going to be, I'm very excited for October and November football.
Yeah.
College football is buzzing right now.
Penix versus Knicks. That's going to be a great matchup.
Yes.
Going to be some great signs on game day.
Did you guys see, we need to get this guy on PMT. He's an all-time football guy. I think it was the Charlotte head coach who wears a cutoff. His name is Biff.
Biff Poggi.
Yeah. He wears a cutoff shirt. It's hot out. Biff Poggi. And I think someone, well, go ahead, Memes.
That's Harbaugh's. He was like the Harbaugh's #1 guy in Michigan. There was an HBO documentary about him too.
We got to get him on.
He coached a private school in Baltimore. He helped build their facilities, and they would just smoke teams.
I want him on.
He's just got a great look.
Not to get all Billy football, but someone replied when I posted a picture of him. He's like, the best part about him is he's like a multi-millionaire who doesn't need to coach, but he just loves to coach. I don't know if that's true.
Well, that's what you just described was every single head coach.
Well, no, because he has never been a big time head coach. So I don't know. He's never been like he's the head coach of Charlotte, and he was an assistant coach at a bunch of places. So he's never been like the big time contract.
Right.
He gets paid like $500,000 a year.
Which over the course, I would imagine he's been in football for
but he hasn't
a long
been
time.
But his stops are Citadel assistant, Gilman School in Maryland, which Memes just said assistant, Gilman School head coach, Michigan analyst, St. Francis Academy, Michigan associate head coach, Charlotte. That doesn't seem like a ton of money coaching.
Yeah.
So someone tell me if he actually has.
You're probably right, because I'm looking at the first result for Biff Poggi contract, and it says Charlotte gives Poggi 5-year deal, includes country club membership.
Love it.
So I don't think that they would include that if he was getting paid a lot of money.
He's also a hedge fund manager.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
so he is rich on his own.
Like in the HBO documentary, they were like, they compared his salary to Harbaugh, and he's like, it's me by a lot.
Okay, so he is. So that was true. So it is. He doesn't need to coach, and he just does it in a cutoff shirt, and his name's Biff.
Do you know how good you have to be as a hedge fund manager to get billionaires to trust you with their money if your name is Biff?
Yeah. Actually, it might be easy.
I don't know.
If a guy calls you up, it's like, hey, it's Biff Poggi. I'm like, okay, done.
Well, yeah, but you're not a billionaire.
Yeah, I know,
Like
but
billionaires, you got 2 strikes against you. 1, Biff. 2nd, Italian. Probably some discrimination you have to deal with there.
But then again, billionaires too want to just be like friends with regular guys. So if Biff calls you up, he's like, I just got done practice. We're going to kill everyone this weekend. You want to invest $20 million in this new fund? I think you might be, because then the billionaire can walk around being like, oh yeah, you know that head coach, Biff Poggi?
Mm-hmm.
He's actually my money guy.
Biff
Makes him look normal.
Hey, this Biff Poggi, you might better give me some of that money. It'd be a real shame if something happened to it.
Yeah.
If you had it and then it all disappeared somehow.
I'm ready for Biff
I'll
Poggi.
protect you. I'll protect your money now.
Who else did we miss talking about? Fresno State continues to be undefeated. Nice season going for them. Who else, Memes? You got someone? I'm going to look up.
Air Force.
Oh, Air Force. I bet on Air Force every week. They are so fucking good. They're so good. And they pass the ball when they need to, which is very unservice-like academy.
They're smoking teams. Right?
They are smoking teams. They beat San Diego State by like 30 the other night, and they are fun to watch too. They make triple option fun. It's not like a Navy Army where, no disrespect to them, because they play good fun football, but Air Force finds a way to put up points in the triple option.
Do you remember I think there was a coach at Air Force. This is like 2000. He was like an old school guy. He had been there forever. And they asked him, like, why can't you guys score any points? And his answer was literally, we need to get more black players because they're fast and they run very fast. And everybody was like, dude, you can't say that, man. You're really old. Yeah. Ridiculous time. But
does everyone who goes to Air Force gets a Porsche? Did I make that up? I think that's true.
Is that true?
I might have made that up.
Potential participant in the Barstool Arizona Bowl.
Yes.
Mountain West.
Can you find out if everyone gets a free Porsche? I might have made that up. I thought there was some like Porsche. There's some Porsche facility not too far from the Colorado where Air Force plays. I might have made that up, but that sounds cool. It almost made me want to join the Air Force.
Is that a new thing?
No, I heard that a long time ago, and I was like, oh, if all else fails, I'll join the Air Force. But I don't think they take just anyone in the Air Force. They got to be pretty smart.
You have to know planes pretty well. Yeah.
Which, that eliminates both of us.
Yeah. Air Force coach Fisher DeBerry expressed frustration Tuesday with the Falcons' slumping performance and attributed the latest loss in part to number 20 TCU's having more black players who can run very, very well. Yeah.
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 I'll say that out loud.
Also, Max, how are we feeling about Penn State?
Shout out James Franklin.
Penn State, shout out James Franklin.
I don't know
why. Are we shouting out James Franklin?
Because he covered the spread against Northwestern with a fake kneel, which if you're a college coach, why wouldn't you always try to cover the spread knowing that all your alumni bet on you?
He does. James Franklin knows that. He's aware.
It's every single game. That would be, if I was a college coach, my first press conference would be like, look, we're going to get some big bodies in here, and we're going to cover spreads.
The way that I saw that play develop, it was almost like halfway between a fake kneel and a fake quarterback draw.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Not to mention the pick that was thrown to set that up was one of the, I mean, it was a Northwestern quarterback pick, but like everything that unfolded to get that cover was incredible.
It really was, because they were in trouble in the first half.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's why I was asking you.
11 a.m. 11 a.m. in Evanston.
Are we
Tough
worried a
place to
little bit?
play.
Yeah, they James Franklin last week. Did we talk about that on the show?
No, I don't think we did. It's such a funny move.
Yeah, they didn't practice. They practiced with no music and no noise because James Franklin wanted to see if the atmosphere is what got the guys ready to go.
Yeah.
So
He was like, there's not going to be any noise
Yeah.
at Ryan Field at 11 o'clock kickoff, so we got to mimic the environment.
He ran a scout team crowd
Yeah.
for his boys in practice.
actually,
Yeah.
but I mean, at this point, it's like nothing really matters until Ohio State and then Michigan. So
Yeah.
it's like they're just going to keep beating. I think they may have they have a bye this week and then UMass next week, and that nothing matters until Ohio State and Michigan.
Yeah, the Big Ten East doesn't really start getting decided until later in October, and that's when we're gonna get it going. It's gonna be on. I'm very excited.
And they'll all be at 11 o'clock, which
is that true?
Both
yeah, definitely
the
Michigan,
and
Ohio State.
and Penn State, Ohio State, and Penn State, Michigan are both at 11 o'clock.
I think they need to get rid of divisions in college football.
What do you mean?
Like divisions within the conference.
Well, they will.
The legends and leaders.
They did in the Pac-12. They probably will in the Big Ten soon.
Yeah.
They probably will in the
best two
SEC
teams
too.
should be playing in the championship.
Well, no, what they should do is now that every team, the Big Ten is going to be at 18. I think the SEC is going to be at 16. It should be pods of 4 or 5, and
then a 4-team,
and then a 4-team
thing
conference playoff.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun because then you can keep like internal rivalries and all that stuff, and it should be your record in the conference. And then everyone feels like they have a chance.
Right.
Because that is going to suck. The only problem with what you're saying is when we get to the 18-team Big Ten or 16-team SEC, if you have no divisions, you really feel like you have no chance if you're a bottom team.
Yeah.
Like there's no chance. Like even Wisconsin, is going to be really tough to get to the Big Ten championship game when there's 18 teams, no division.
Then maybe do no divisions and, like you said, like top 6 make the playoff.
Yeah, or something so that everyone else
Big Ten
can get
playoff. Top 2 get a bye. Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, college football, I've said it before, but this season is going to be, because there really isn't a dominant team like we've seen in the past. Michigan might be that team, but there's so many good games coming up that are going to be fucking awesome, that are going to decide all these conferences.
I do love how there's not a dominant, like Georgia. We all thought at the start of the season we were just going to be talking about Georgia, and then the rest of the college football world would be boring as shit. Turns out I think we're going to be in for some chaos.
Stetson Bennett.
And I love chaos.
You need Stetson Bennett. He was the guy. He was everything, memes. Stetson Bennett was everything. All right. Let's do some hot seat, cool throne. Okay, time for hot seat, cool throne. It's brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. Fall doesn't have to be the buzzkill to your summer chill. Coors Light helps you find moments to unwind. Big work presentation, follow it with a happy hour. Some friends in a cold Coors Light weekend chores. Take Saturday off and hit the tailgate, even if you don't have tickets to the game. Whenever you need to hit reset, reach for a Coors Light. It's made to chill. There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and that's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. We need to hit the reset. Just open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment made to chill. Coors Light is the one I choose when I need to unwind. So you want to hit the reset, reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Coors Light is the most delicious beer in the world. It is cold. It is delicious. The mountains on the cans and bottles turn blue. So it is football season. It's Coors Light season. Coors Light is the one we choose when we want to unwind. Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Hank, hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat is Jimmy Butler.
Oh.
Why?
And just Heat culture as a whole. This is the second year Jimmy Butler's done this. Monday was NBA Media Day, which I like how all the teams do it on the same day. It's always a fun day of headlines and pictures, and
it's also a
you
reminder
get to see how the different teams do stuff.
It's a reminder that October's the best month in the world.
Yeah.
Because all the sports are here.
I always like the behind the scenes videos while they're getting their official team picture taken. The ones that are taken on like iPhones from the side, showing them posing for it. It gives you something to think about later on in the season when you're looking at the team shot. You're like, oh, I remember when they did that picture.
Yeah, or like the behind the scenes of them, like dribble the basketball through your legs.
Yeah,
here comes the wind in your face.
I think that what Jay Butt has given us is a gift that's going to keep on giving throughout the season. In the postseason, when he goes off for like 55 in the playoffs and he's just dunking on people and cussing people out to their face, and then it shows his picture and he looks like Robert Smith from The Cure.
Well, he did it. So he did it last year too. He wore like the hair extensions or dreads or whatever, which wasn't his actual hair. And the reason was for that, so that when they show, the lineup cards and stuff that they had to show him with the long hair, I think towards the end of the year, they just stopped doing that and like use like a picture from 2K or an old picture. Like, so I think, even though that was his goal, I don't know if it's going to work. Like, I don't know if they're going to
emo Jimmy Butler.
Picture. Yeah. So last year he did the long hair. This year he painted his nails. He did like an emo, like comb over, long hair, bangs look. And then a reporter, Mike Wallace of Grind City Media, came out today and said 98.9% of the Miami Heat organization was totally uncomfortable with what Jimmy Butler was doing yesterday.
What?
This is so anti-Miami Heat culture and what we stand for.
It's fucking media day.
It's hilarious. It's funny. Good
Who
for Jimmy.
cares?
It's Heat culture.
Wait, was it 98.9%? That's a very specific percentage
And I'm
that
here
he had.
to let you guys know that Grind City Media deleted the tweet where they posted audio of him saying 98.9%.
Oh.
So maybe they take that back.
I can no longer trust Grind City Media.
Jake Marsh is coming in defensive Heat culture.
Well, just because they deleted the tweet, that's more like the Heat didn't want that to be public, so they're trying to cover their.
They're trying to Heat culture.
Yeah.
They're
Or
putting
it's
a
bad
band-aid in Heat
journalism.
culture.
And
Or
he's
bad
trying to get
journalism.
clicks, which he is, because we're talking about them.
I can't imagine anyone cared.
Oh, I can.
Maybe the
Anyone
PR
cared.
people?
They don't even let their players eat.
That's true. They weigh him
Yeah,
all
sure.
the time.
They pay him too much.
He can do whatever he wants. He literally carried them to the NBA Finals out of nowhere.
Yeah, he hasn't won anything, though.
Carried them to the NBA Finals.
Okay.
I think Heat culture is
Great.
alive and well.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler, I love what Jimmy Butler did yesterday.
It's funny.
It was just funny. And he was even like going out to the podium saying, don't talk to me. Don't make me break character right now. So he had like, I want to know what his character was that he built up. He probably had a name for himself. I want to know what the backstory was to this character. I want to know where this character came from. I want to know their likes, their dislikes. A lot of people were saying it was like Garth Brooks when he switched over to being Chris Gaines for that one album. You remember?
Yes.
Which Garth should bring that back, by the way.
Absolutely.
What a weird time in music that was.
Yeah, I also like that he basically was like, yeah, I'm sad because we don't have Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Which sucks for Tyler Hero, but whatever.
I've been looking so long at these pictures of you.
That is so awkward
He was looking
for
at-
Tyler Hero that like the whole Heat organization was like, let's get him out. Let's get Dame Lillard. And now he's still there.
Yeah, but Spin Zone, if your name's being floated as a straight up trade for Dame Lillard, that's pretty good for your ego.
True.
Yeah, Heater on the hot seat. It's
Okay.
tough scene for Heat culture, Heat Nation, Jimmy Butler.
What's your cool
Did you like the look, Jake?
He can do whatever he wants.
anything he wants?
Did you like
Yeah.
the look?
anything?
Yeah. He can sit in Coco Gauff's box.
Sit in
At
it
every-
all the way. I need to see video.
Inside of it?
I need to see evidence of Jimmy Butler.
sounds like you're wanting a
inside of
sex tape,
Coco
Jake.
Gauff's
No,
box before I believe it.
Jake, are you demanding a Jimmy Butler sex tape?
No.
Oh my
wanna see him-
God.
I
This
wanna
is
see him-
disgusting.
I want to see him in the box, Jake.
He can sit in her U.S. Open personal skybox for the next
Mile High
However
Club.
you-
Nice. Yeah, I like what you're saying, Jake.
every U.S. Open that she plays in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not demanding a sex tape.
No.
Okay.
Just so we're clear.
All right.
Would
got
you
it.
watch one?
No. I want nothing to do with that headline.
So you don't defend me.
I defend you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hank, your cool throne?
My cool throne is the Sphere.
Yeah.
They had their first concert this weekend. It looks like the coolest thing ever.
Ever.
I feel like someone's gonna
Except it was you too.
take mushrooms and die. That was when I was watching that. I was like, this would be overwhelming.
It would be an
so
honor.
sick, but also like someone's gonna die.
It would be an
from
honor.
taking hallucinogenics and like it being so sick.
I don't think you need to take hallucinogenics. That's the
I
whole
know,
point.
but someone's going to.
Yeah, and double
it's
it up.
So sick.
What if it cancels itself out? He's just at like he's like sitting in like a random bar watching a concert.
It would be an absolute honor to experience ego death inside the Sphere.
Yeah. It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, it
looks,
does.
It looks very.
Who's
cool.
gonna be there? Got to be some awesome concerts for Super Bowl week there, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Wow, we gotta go to the Sphere.
I got to get inside that Sphere.
We gotta get inside that Sphere.
It looks
We
amazing.
insert ourselves in that sphere.
Is it better from the outside or the inside?
I don't know.
think
We're gonna have to
internal-
see.
from
We're
the
gonna have to
inside.
see ourselves.
I think internals.
I'm not gonna make a. I'm not gonna make a judgment until I see it.
Yeah.
I'm a real facts-based guy.
Yeah.
Listen, I feel like it doesn't matter what concert they would put on there. It does suck that they got U2 to do it first.
Yeah.
Why does U2 get to do anything? By the way,
That's probably part of their Apple deal.
Where was Bono during COVID? You literally had the opportunity to save the world, Bono.
People don't even
What were you
know.
doing?
Probably started it.
That's what you were built for. You've been talking a big game for the last 20 years about saving the world. Where the fuck were you in the last 3 years?
People don't even realize that U2, when was it the phone or was the iPad?
The iPhone.
The iPhone, they downloaded, every iPhone came with a downloaded U2 album.
Without
They
our
just
consent.
made us do it. Yeah.
And now,
What was the thing called that just played the music?
iPod.
Yeah.
You know what sucks about the
iPods
U2 thing?
ruled.
When you
iPod
plug the U2 thing, when you plug your phone into a car, when it connects to CarPlay, it automatically starts playing a U2 song.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's fraud.
iPod, the best part about the iPod was when you would break, if you chucked it as hard as you could at the wall, it would fix itself. I don't know if that's just me.
So that was cell
I used to do that all the time. Yeah. If it froze, you just whip it at the wall and then it would factory
you
reset. Yeah, no, I think that was actually a fact. I think Steve Jobs actually showed that in one of his presentations. The best part is you don't ever need to go to Geek Squad. You could just throw your iPod at the wall.
It's like when Elon threw a brick through the Cybertruck, Steve Jobs took the phone, threw it against the wall. He's like, boom, fixed.
Yeah.
So the iPhone, when it first came out, I was like, well, this is going to be a flop.
Yeah,
Like,
me
what
too.
is this? It's an iPod, but you can make a call on it.
I held
What?
strong on my BlackBerry for a while there.
I love my iPod. I had the Shuffle, the Nano.
Nano. I didn't like the Nano.
I am a Nano.
I think back on this being like, this is crazy because, today's day and age, everyone's going to have an iPhone. I worked at Barstool for a year with a flip phone and an iPod Touch.
I love it.
So I would just have to get Wi-Fi and use the apps and stuff, but I couldn't afford an actual iPhone.
I love it. That's grind set. That's heat culture.
I miss the sound of the click wheel though. It's so
Agreed.
good.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely, when they program that stuff, they do studies to see what sound is most soothing to your ears to hear.
Yeah.
And that click wheel, it sets me off.
Did you
It's
see
like
that the
ASMR.
new iPhone, they're going back to, the plug is different again?
USB-C.
Yeah, it's going to be
Fucking crazy.
It's going to be standardized at least this time.
Yeah, but it's nuts. They keep flipping.
But
No,
along
this is
with our
better.
Laptops.
It is
version
better,
one.
but it also is annoying because now I have a bunch of chargers that I don't need.
Yeah. I think what they do is
No,
they.
mine already is USB-C.
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
No, it's not.
It's definitely
it's
not.
Let me see
the, one
that.
the one that just came
Just
out
kidding.
last
Let me
week.
see your phone, Mike.
Right,
yeah.
Mike Babcock. Let me see it. Let me
See
see
the
your
phone. Let's see the phone.
Yeah, no, you have the same iPhone as
Yeah,
everybody
no,
else.
that's not
see it.
bad.
Let
It
me
looked.
see it.
I just saw the little slot.
What they do is Apple waits until every hotel in America upgrades their charging system to the current one, and then Apple's like, psych, we're going to flip it again, and then every hotel has to throw out all their alarm clocks.
Hank, why are you logged into a Twitter account saying Swifty Forever 420 and you're replying to me on Twitter?
Not me.
The fuck is this, dude?
Hank, what does KYS mean? Why do you keep saying it?
Why do you keep tweeting that at me? Pifty, your hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat is actually the Sixers organization, not the Heat organization.
Shit.
Because the Sixers, Hank, really, everything's coming up Celtics, huh? The Sixers are kind of
letting in rogue journalists to media day.
in deep shit because they're now concerned that James Harden is going to attend camp and is going to make things, quote, as painful as possible for the Sixers. Now I started to think, what would that look like? How could James Harden? He's already pulled the I'm going to get fat card, right? So I don't think he would go back to that well. I think I don't know what else he can do to make things as painful as possible, besides just showing up and giving very problematic press conferences. But Max, it doesn't look good to start your season off like this. Some of their fans want to trade Joel Embiid. Harden's going to show up and make things as painful as possible. It seems to be trending in the wrong direction.
I think that James Harden will end up in jail by the end of this week
Okay, for what?
for doing
Jail?
jail.
This
Clip
would be
this
crazier
memes.
than your
Clip this
34-28
memes. Put this
prediction
out.
a few weeks ago.
Do you think he
Jail?
Do you think
Actual jail.
personally he deserves to go to jail, or do you think he'll
Well,
actually do something?
Like
I think
he's
he's
done
going to do
something?
something. I think he's going to do something.
He's going to choke him?
Something's going to happen. I don't know what
Okay.
that means.
This is
what
an
does
awesome
that mean?
prediction.
Yeah, if I was Harden, I would, and I want to make things as painful, I would just show up and just fart all the time.
I
Just
think
make
he's
things
going to
very
do
smelly.
something so ridiculous that someone in the front office is going to call the cops on him. I don't know what that thing is. But
I
like,
like this.
what more can he do? What more can he do than he hasn't already done in the past? And it looks
Well,
like he has his biggest grudge ever.
Oh, so you're kind of actually in a weird way calling out James Harden as a pussy, like he hasn't done anything. Like you got to step it up, dude.
Yeah, like I think he's gonna do something so egregious.
You're
that, like,
you're pushing him to jail.
that like I think he may just like show up on the court naked. Like he may just go butt ass naked onto the court, and then more will be
Jail.
like public indecency. Bring in the cops, arrest him. Maybe not jail, but like
No, you
there
said
could be-
jail.
Jail.
Yeah, he didn't say prison. He said jail. It's
Jail.
different.
Jail.
He could SWAT the Sixers organization, like call the SWAT team on him.
Yeah.
He could get the aux cord at practice in the locker room, just play Cars for Kids on repeat. That would suck.
I like
He
that.
just brings.
That's what I would do.
What if he just
I would
comes
just
in with
annoy
like
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a posse of strippers and like they're on the court with him?
I'm pretty sure the Sixers would be like, "This is cool."
Yeah,
Yeah.
this rocks.
I would-
Team building.
I would love that.
Yeah. If any of you guys want to do that to try to prove a point.
Yeah, this is how badly I want out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make all my boys have a great time.
All right. Your cool throne.
My cool throne is Darius Rucker.
Yes.
So on the podcast last week, I talked about how I woke up in the morning. I had like a targeted ad that hit me for a Darius Rucker NFL collab merch, and I ended up buying $500 worth of it for the boys. Doled them out on Sunday, and I came into the office. I'd been in touch with one of the people that works for Darius Rucker because they heard the segment last week. They're like, "Hey, we want to send you some Commander stuff too." I came in the office on Sunday, and I had 13 boxes with 20 pieces of merch in them. All Washington Commanders, all size medium. So very specific pieces of merch. We did the math, and it's like $20,000 worth of Darius Rucker merch that they sent. I hit the guy up. I was like, "Just so you know, like you sent me a lot, like 20 of every type."
A shitload. You were opening boxes for like 20 minutes.
They sent an entire pallet. It was 13 giant boxes. And so the guy was like, "Oh shit, yeah, we actually didn't mean to send you all those. We were trying to send you one of each." So I'm going to send most of them back. But Spin Zone, in a lucky turn for the listeners, a part of my take, I am going to be in Rowljohn, Maryland at FedEx Field on Thursday for Bears Commanders Thursday night. And I'm going to bring, if you happen to be a size medium Commanders fan or know someone who is, I'm going to bring a bunch of that with me. We're doing a meet and greet at the Part of My Cheesesteak in FedEx Field. So we'll get the details of that later. But if you want any of this Darius Rucker, Washington Commanders NFL merch, come meet me there. I'm going to give it a bunch of it. It's actually good merch too.
Yeah.
The designs are
great
pretty
merch.
sick.
Yes.
So I'm going to be passing some of that out. But yeah, now I also have to figure out a way to ship back 13 giant boxes of Darius Rucker, Washington Commanders merchandise.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, win for the AWLs.
Yep.
All right. My hot seat is me. I'm under siege.
For what?
The Swifties are at my door, threatening my life, threatening my family's life. For a clip on Monday that I said that I wanted to see until I saw actual P&V, the relationship was not real to me.
Yeah. So I think you didn't want to see a Taylor Swift sex tape.
I want to see Travis Kelce.
You just as much wanted
Travis
to see a
Kelce,
Travis. You wanted to
without a
see
doubt.
proof of wife.
And right.
You wanted to be ironclad that they're actually together, and then it's not all for show.
And let's just be clear, like it's similar to dinosaurs. Dinosaurs aren't real because I never saw them.
Yeah.
So if I don't see sex, I don't think anyone's relationship is real
Well,
in the world.
We could spin zone this and say that we would be just as happy if we had a constant video of Taylor Swift not having sex with anybody else.
Correct.
But Travis Kelce.
Correct.
And just give us a live stream of that
Correct.
to determine that they're actually together.
I also think that in a peace offering, I'm going to tell all the Swifties I will never procreate again.
Okay, very big.
That's huge, right?
Eliminating your genes further from the
Get a
future of the
vasectomy,
planet.
maybe?
Yeah.
What if I had to, what if I got a vasectomy? Be like,
Yeah.
Look at, please, Swifties, don't be mad at me. Yeah, it's I've been trending for like 24 hours. I've just been kind of giggling to myself. We say some crazy shit on this podcast. Most people, all the AWLs know this podcast, but yeah, when we get outside of our walls, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone unusual hit you up or like someone that you didn't expect like get involved in the situation?
No, I saw Snow White, the Snow White woman. She's mad at me.
Snow White is?
Yeah, Snow White.
The new Snow White?
Yeah, the new Snow White is
That's
very
tough.
mad at me.
That's
yeah.
bad.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean this another day on the internet, right?
Yeah. And furthermore, let's just take sex out of it. I would also accept like videos of them doing things that only couples do together.
Yeah, like
Going to a Pottery Barn together on a Saturday morning.
calling each other little pet names.
Yeah.
Like, like, ooh, you're boopy, that kind of thing.
Yeah, or maybe like them together on a couch during Monday Night Football, and he's watching football and she's like on her iPad watching something else.
Yeah, they're both
besides football.
They're both watching. Let's be gender equal here.
Yeah.
They're both watching a Netflix movie, but they're also both scrolling Instagram reels.
Yeah, like real
That's
couple
real
shit.
couple shit.
I want to know real couple shit
Right,
that they do.
right. Like maybe even just a picture of them in a car together, just like looking a little upset.
Yeah, not talking.
Yeah,
not talking on the way home from a dinner that didn't go as well.
The
as
more
they
I see them not talking, the more I know it's a real couple.
Yeah, that's how I know it's real.
Yeah. Okay, and then my cool throne is Paige Sporanic. Has Paige been on this show?
She has, yeah.
She has. So Paige Sporanic, this is the investigative work by Grant Bilsey, who hosts a Wisconsin radio show. He did a deep dive, so credit to him. Very, very funny. The Paige Sporanic bobblehead completely turned around the Brewers season.
Okay.
So on June 16th, the Brewers hosted the Pirates. They were 34-34. They beat the Pirates that night 5-4, and then they wound up winning the NL Central with a record of 92-70, and they were 58-36 after the Paige Sporanic bobblehead night.
Good for her.
They got to get her in the stadium.
Yeah, they do have to get her in the stadium. Yeah, so he hosts the Wisco Sports Show, and he did an entire deep dive on his podcast about how one Paige Sporanic bobblehead night changed the entire Brewers season. That's the type of journalism I love. So shout out Grant, great work, and shout out Paige. She turned the Brewers season around.
I don't think
See
you
if it
can.
was a strike.
Numbers never lie.
Numbers never lie. What do you say? If she was a strike
or a first pitch,
it's a good bobblehead. She's swinging a club, and all right, yeah. See if it was a strike.
Oh, she went from the big mound. Oh no, she had to step up.
She stepped up.
I think you're not allowed to though.
Yeah, they don't want you messing with the mound.
That's not true.
Oh.
Not a strike.
Little curveball. You can't really see the catcher.
That's not true. You can do the big mound because I did it when I raised a bunch of money for Anthony Rizzo's charity, and then he was like the winner who raised the most money got to throw out the first pitch, and I didn't realize that his charity's awesome. It's for kids battling cancer, and it was me and a bunch of kids, and they were all throwing from in front of the mound. I was like, I want to throw from the mound. It was kind of like Kramer doing karate with the kids.
Yeah.
So I threw from the mound.
I would throw some absolute junk if I threw out a first pitch. I would throw like a nasty curve.
Yeah.
Phillies are hyping up their first pitch big time tonight.
Oh,
who we got, Max?
We'll already have taped it.
Well,
I make a prediction, Max. No, you aren't. You did the fucking Eagles Vikings perfect score.
Oh, I have an idea.
Make a prediction.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Oh, no.
So let me give you the context. I'll give you the context.
It should be Taylor.
They said it's sports related.
Yeah,
right?
the quote is the first pitch is going to be a spectacular one. You're going to be talking about it tomorrow.
Okay.
And then this is from 94
Kelsey?
WIP. From the world of sports or outside, and they say more the world of sports.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Taylor Swift is the #1 sports story in
Yeah.
She is.
the world.
Hank, what are you doing?
I would say
I think.
Did
I
you
have
guys
to
see-
guess based off the replies?
I think it's going to be Charlie Manuel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just had a
that's
health
huge.
scare too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He was like, people thought he was going to die, and then he made a recovery.
Did you guys see also Aaron Rodgers called Travis Kelce Mr. Pfizer? Pretty disgusting.
Wait.
I think we should all just focus our energy on him.
Mr. Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, he called him Mr. Pfizer.
He's literally his entire salary is paid for by Johnson & Johnson.
Kind of a best friend move by Aaron Rodgers to take the heat off me by saying that.
Yeah.
I should thank him.
That is insane though that like he's the quarterback of the Jets.
Yes, that's facts. Well, Zach
Interesting.
Wilson is their quarterback.
That's true. Moving forward he is.
Jake, finish us off.
Billy one-upped his take. His previous Patrick Mahomes,
Oh,
Zach
no.
Wilson take.
Tell me.
He said that now Zach Wilson, because he played one good game, his ceiling is above Patrick Mahomes.
Oh.
So he will be better than Patrick Mahomes.
He did outplay him.
Yeah. Listen, recency bias, but one game. If you were to power rank quarterbacks based on week 4 and week 4 only, Zach Wilson is above Patrick Mahomes. Fact or fiction?
That's a fact.
Fact.
That's a fact. Jake.
My hot seat is milking your nipples on the sidelines.
Whoa. Okay.
The head coach for Oregon State football, Jonathan Smith.
I saw this, yeah.
He did the signal.
They
And
were
then
trying
he
to
had
milk the clock at the end of the game against Utah.
Yeah.
He started milking his. He started squeezing
Was he
his
doing
nipples.
this?
No, he was
No, he was
squeezing his nipples.
squeezing.
He's going like this.
Did they win?
Yeah,
they
won.
did.
Well, then that should be cool
Well,
for him.
but then he had to apologize because it apparently offended people.
What?
Yeah.
What world am I living in?
For anyone I offended, I apologize. I won't be using that signal again.
He went like this.
I like that.
That's fun.
That's good.
It was funny.
Listen,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
to be a football coach, you have to do big. Yeah, you have to have like over the top motions on the sideline.
Yeah.
You can't do it. It's not like baseball where you like tap your ear. These guys are far away. You got to be able to do like grab the honkers, let them know.
Yeah. So he had to apologize, and we won't be seeing that again.
I hope he does it again.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think every coach in solidarity should start to do the milking nipples thing.
Yeah. My cool throne is giving away Colts tickets.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That time of week again. They are home against the Titans. We had the baby Irsay for the first home game. We had the tattoo for last week, and let's talk about this week.
Hopefully, Mr. Irsay will do the right thing and open the roof.
Okay.
Why don't we do anyone who's named Jim?
Just any Colts
Jim?
Any Jim that wants to go to the
We
game?
get so many emails.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
So how do we pick a winner?
Just give us why you're the best. I mean, if anyone could prove their name is Jim Irsay, then we should definitely give it to them. Anyone named Irsay? We think there's.
I don't know if there's any other. I would imagine that if you're an Irsay and you live in Indianapolis, you probably already have tickets.
Yeah.
How about somebody that attended Jim Irsay's season kickoff concert that they had
I like
at
that.
Colts Field?
I like
They
that.
have to have proof.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you have
they
proof
have
that you were in
proof.
attendance watching Jim Irsay sing "Lawyers, Guns, and Money," I will give you those tickets. We have 4 of them, right?
Yeah, 2 sets of 2.
And
Not
sideline
altogether.
passes too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, PMTintern at barstoolsports.com
Okay, great.
with proof.
All right, let's get to our interview.
Before we get to Coach Demeco Ryans, he's brought to you by Body Armor. We love Body Armor, and I'm fueling up on it right now for this interview. Very excited to talk to Coach. Body Armor helps us stay hydrated throughout our interviews with the biggest guests in the entire world. They're packed with electrolytes and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Body Armor hydrates the best athletes in the world, and more importantly, us during interviews. Buy Body Armor today. Visit the Body Armor Amazon store or retailers nationwide. I'm drinking the cherry lime right now. Cherry lime might be my new favorite. I love the mango orange one. I love the strawberry banana. This cherry lime is legit. Jake has the water right now. We're staying
Best
hydrated.
water.
Big boys staying big hydrated right now. Available in stores nationwide. Head on over to the Body Armor store on Amazon and get yours today. And now, here's Demeco Ryans.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, very special guest. He is head coach of the Houston Texans. It is Demeco Ryans. Coach, we're excited to have you on. Not to toot our own horn, but we were big Demeco Ryans fans before you became a head coach, and we're like, he's going to be a great head coach. So let's start with this season, 2-2, off a big win against the Steelers, looking good. What was the big thing, either culture or what you implemented when you showed up to Houston, knowing that you were inheriting a not great team and trying to change the direction of the franchise?
And the biggest thing I wanted to instill in our guys is just the mindset of you have to grind, you have to work. Like it's hard to win in this league, and it takes a tough work ethic. It takes tough people, right? It takes people who are not worried about the end result. It takes people who are truly dedicated to improving themselves each and every day, focus on the day, getting better one day at a time. And if God, for me, instilling that, right, and everything else I talk about the process, the wins and all that, those things, they take care of themselves. So that was the biggest thing, establishing just a get better mindset each and every day.
Yeah, and you guys have been playing really well recently. I'm curious to know from your perspective, because a lot of times great players don't make for great coaches. I'm sure you've seen it a few times in football. It happens, and it seems like every league. You were a great player in your own right. You were awesome. You were a joy to watch. What do you think is different about you than other great players that have tried to transition to being coaches and might not have been able to instill like all the details in a guy that they had themselves ingrained?
I think the first thing for me is when I got into coaching, I didn't go just straight into coaching a position, right? I went into a quality control role and truly learned, all right, what it takes to coach. As any player, right, you have this pride about yourself. Like I thought, hey, man, I'm going to go in. I can coach the linebackers. right off the jump, right after playing. And I understood, like, man, coaching is way more involved. There's way more to it than I thought it was, right? And so for me, I think that really humbled me and really helped me learn, right, what coaches go through on a day-to-day basis and all of the things, the work that it goes in to just teach guys. How do you teach guys who learn different? Guys come from different backgrounds. There's a science to that, and I had to learn that. And that's the biggest thing I think for me is, and any former player, you want to come back and coach, you have to humble yourself. And you also have to understand, like, I'm not in the meetings, right, talking about how I used to do it or what I did. Like, it's truly about me helping these guys be successful in whatever they're doing, whatever position they're in, just instilling the traits that it takes to be great. I just want to instill that mindset in the guys, and I just truly want to help these guys as best I can.
What does a quality control coach do? I always see that title, and I feel like if you're inside,
sounds like an awesome job.
It might vary from team to team. Like, is this like real menial stuff? Like, were you getting coffee for people?
No, not getting coffee. But what it entails is truly like breaking down film. So when you're going through and guys study film throughout the week, well, someone has to input all the data from the previous team. So what were the runs? What are you calling those runs? Passes, like truly breaking down all of those concepts. Actually, myself and Bobby Slowick, we were both QCs at the same time.
So you're working like at a computer.
Yeah, working at a computer in a tight little office space. I actually shared an office with another QC. It was a tight space. I wasn't making much money at all. I was actually paying the coach, especially living in California. It's expensive to live out there. So.
Yeah. All right. So I don't want to be a quality control coach because I always thought it would be a cool job because I was like, oh, yeah, you just hang out. You make sure that, like, the head coach doesn't trip over their headset wire and stuff like that. Sounds a lot more tedious than that.
Yeah, it is, man. And it's really the quality control guys. You really love football.
Yeah.
Right? If you're doing quality control work, man, you're in a dark office, just grinding away, not seeing your family much, a lot of long hours. Those are the guys that truly love football. But those are the guys who also, you understand the full process, right, of being a coach. So you see a lot of guys grow from that role and become, right, head coaches because they truly have hit every step of the coaching ladder.
So you would say that you're proficient in Microsoft Excel?
I'm doing better.
Okay, yeah, that's a good answer because no one is. I'm convinced no one is except very few people.
No one is, right?
But everyone puts it on their resume. They're like, yeah, don't worry, I can do this.
I had it on my computer. I put it on my resume.
Yeah, right, exactly. So CJ Stroud has been fantastic through 4 games. Obviously, it's his rookie year. Explain to me what the process is because he hasn't thrown an interception yet. Like, he's been phenomenal. What did you guys put in place to make it so that, like, a lot of times we see in the NFL, rookie comes out, has a little bit of a bumpy road their first year. He hit the ground running. Was there anything specific, like simplifying the game or making him feel comfortable that you guys were able to do? Because you deserve a lot of credit, the coaching staff.
Well, I think, man, when you're working with any player, CJ, the cool part about CJ that nobody really knows or sees is how much he studies. Right? He is truly a football junkie. He could probably be a QC. He's always locked in. He's always studying film. He wants coaches to send as much film as possible his way because he truly loves football. So when you have a guy who has that mindset and he loves it, like, it's easy to coach guys like that. Like, they see things before the coaches see it. And when you have a guy like that, you truly listen to his input and you want to do, right, you want to run the things that he feels most comfortable with, things he feels good about. Those are the things he's going to go out and excel at. I think Bobby and the offensive staff have done a good job of listening to CJ and meshing the things that Bobby wants to do and CJ wants to do, right, meshing those things together. And we're truly working together, right? That's how I think you see the success from CJ, right? There is not a play call that he hasn't rep. There's not a play call that he doesn't like. So you like the play, you know the answers, right, to whatever pressure comes or whatever may happen. Like, that's how you go out and perform the way CJ performs. But it's all about his preparation, man. It's second to none.
It's a great answer because a lot of times I feel like a quarterback gets drafted and whoever's the head coach or the organization says, all right, well, now we're going to do what we do. You got to find a way to fit in. But figuring out a way to make the quarterback, like, let's mold the offense for his strengths, is such an underrated thing that a lot of teams somehow miss.
Yeah, and that's one thing, man. I learned as a coach, like when I became a defensive coordinator, I always had this idea like, yeah, I'm going to be running all these crazy blitzes and I'm going to do all these, this crazy scheme stuff. And then I truly got it too. It's like, wait a minute. It doesn't matter like what I want to do. Like, who are the players I'm working with? What do they do well? Right? And how can I allow them to play as fast as possible? And that's what coaching is. It's putting players in position, right, to accentuate their talents. And coaches, you get out of the way and let the players play fast.
Yeah, we are Stroud boys on this podcast. We've always said CJ is going to be a great player in this league. I'm curious to know going into draft night, though. I think I might have tweeted this out at the time. After you took Stroud, I said that the Texans should take another quarterback right afterwards. Was there any discussion at all about taking the top 2 remaining quarterbacks? Because you are, like, the NFL is a league where you need to show improvement pretty quickly. And the best way to do that usually, I mean, there's other things certainly, but usually is by getting a great quarterback. Was there ever a conversation about taking 2 quarterbacks in the first round?
Not 2 quarterbacks in the first round. We felt good about Davis, right, and his development, having him as a guy who's started games, and we saw that he can still improve and get better, which he did throughout our offseason program. So having Davis and then adding Case Keenum as well, we felt really good about those 2 guys who had experience, right? But then you add a rookie quarterback in CJ, and let's see, how soon can he develop, right? How much can he grow? Also, being in a room with experienced guys, expect that growth process to happen sooner, and that's what it's done. I think Case and Davis have been excellent in working with CJ, and we really love our quarterback room having all 3 of those guys.
Yeah. Can I tell you that right there tells me why you're going to be a great coach in this league, is because that was such a polite way of being like, no, you're a dumbass. Why did you ask me that question?
Yeah.
That was great, because like
smart.
From a fan perspective, you're like, take 2 quarterbacks. Why not? And then in reality,
3.
Take 3. Use all your draft picks on quarterbacks. But you obviously know the situation better than I do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're smart. You're a head coach. All right.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tough question. I don't want to bring up any bad memories. You did have an incredible college and pro career, but is there a part of you that's like, man, if I was just a couple years older, I would have been with Saban winning national titles? And do fans ever confuse it, being like, oh yeah, Demeco's got a couple rings, like confuse the years over time? Like, does that ever cross your mind? You're like, what Alabama's been the last 15 years has been insane, and you were there right before that.
Yeah, that crosses my mind a lot.
All right, that's human. Yeah, that's human.
Everybody, I end up saying that a lot, right? No, I was before Saban. I helped them get on track, right?
Yeah.
And then Saban came and took off, right, for all the foundation that I laid in Alabama right now. But no, I do miss though. I wish I was there with those guys for sure. But I had a couple teammates, right, who were freshmen my last year, who ended up actually being on the team with Coach Saban. And those guys raved about Coach Saban. And Coach Saban has done an outstanding job, of course, and he's been very gracious to me anytime I go back to the University of Alabama, right? I'm always watching those guys, always rooting them on, right? Been an Alabama fan since I was a young kid, so that never changes. I'm all in on Alabama football and really proud of the success that they've had.
Yeah, so we have a coworker who's a big Mississippi State fan, fanatical, crazy. Was there? I know you were deciding between Mississippi State and Alabama. Was there ever a shot that you were going to go to Mississippi State? I want to really kind of dig it into them.
Not really, man.
Okay, all right, we'll edit that out. Yeah. We'll make it look like you said yes.
Once Alabama came on, it was like that's a no-brainer.
Oh, that's actually a good answer, because it's like you would never go to Mississippi State over Alabama.
Yeah, if you have the option. Yeah, but before Alabama came, I would entertain it.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to a Mississippi State game? Did you take an official visit there?
No, I messed up, man. I went to I took the Alabama official visit. That was my second visit, actually, and once I went to Alabama, the defensive coordinator there, Carl Torbush, he was like, hey, these these schools that pay a lot of money for these official visits. And so, hey, you're going to be all in Alabama, you need to go ahead and cancel those other visits. So I ended up canceling the visits. Now I look back, I was like, man, I should have took all 5 of my visits. Coach Torbush, she kind of set me up there.
Yeah, get a lot of free dinners that way. I would imagine if you took an official visit to Mississippi State, you'd probably be like, this is really annoying with the cowbells. Like, this kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Hey,
I absolutely.
No, Mississippi State, man, they have their unique way of, creating crowd noise there. And it was always a tough place to play with the cowbells. Man, it was always a tough opponent. So,
we don't.
It was fun playing Mississippi State.
Yeah, we don't have to be too nice to them.
Part of my take is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you ever feel like your brain is getting in its own way? Like you know what you should do, what's good for you, but you just can't do it? Therapy helps you figure out what's holding you back so you can work with yourself instead of against yourself. I've personally benefited from therapy in the past. It's good to talk through your problems. It's good to sort things out. If you find yourself being scatterbrained, if you find yourself being down, if you find yourself dealing with loss, BetterHelp can help you by hooking you up with a licensed therapist and engaging in talk therapy. The best thing is it's entirely online. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/PMT today. Get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/PMT. And now, more Demeco Ryans.
So you're kind of a rare case where you had a chance to potentially be a head coach before you became a head coach, where teams were interested in interviewing you. You did a couple interviews, but you turned some of them down. Was that that's very rare, because you see a lot of times there's only 32 jobs. Guys, whether they're ready or not, will be like, I have to take my shot here. Were you saying to yourself, like, I can be patient. I know that I can be patient and I'll eventually get my job?
Yeah, of course, man. I was when I had the opportunity right after I had 1 year as a defensive coordinator. And so, going through that process, I'm just figuring out how to call games, how to make those adjustments. And I was just getting into the groove of being a defensive coordinator, and we're deep into the playoffs, get the opportunity to interview with another team. When it came, I was just like, man, this is just not the time. Like, I don't want to just jump at the first thing, right? Grateful for that opportunity. But I was always saying, like, man, if I become a head coach, I want to be a successful head coach. I just don't want to, hey, I was a head coach in the NFL. And no, I want to do it the right way with the right people. And it couldn't have worked out better for me, right, coming here to an organization with the Texans that I played for, because now it just means more than just going to another team. Like, no, I played here. I played on this field, right? I've been in this building, know a lot of people around here. So this is home, right? And that's what made this more special than just taking any other job.
That's really smart.
That makes sense.
I would not have that intelligence. I'd be like, oh, they're going to pay me how much? I'm not ready, but I don't care. And I would have jumped at the first job.
Yeah, just say yes. Yes, before they change their mind.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I don't think I know how to do this, but I don't care.
Yeah, if you offered me to be a head coach right now, I would immediately say yes.
Yeah.
I would have fans calling for my head after one quarter of football. I'd be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go home. I'm scared.
Yes.
I'm curious, when you get a head coaching gig, you probably experienced this as a defense coordinator too. The Coach Saleh in San Francisco, he had an all-time get-back guy on the sideline. A guy whose job it was to just hold him back from the field. Do you have a get back guy?
No, I try to stay back. I had when we were in San Fran, there were all the strength coaches. On most staffs, the strength coaches are the get back guys, and they're the strong guys who are lifting all the weight, so they do their best to keep guys back. But I try to stay out of the way as much as possible. So nobody's yanked me back yet. So I think I'm doing a pretty good job staying out of the way.
Yeah, Saleh would just go out to midfield sometimes. He just looked like he was going to make a tackle out there.
Yeah, Saleh needs. He has our guy Nicolini holding him back. So Nicolini gets a lot of FaceTime on TV.
Yeah, he brought him with him, right?
Yeah. He did.
His personal get-back guy. Yeah.
You got to bring him everywhere you go.
When you were coaching in San Francisco, what were the chess matches like in practice between you and Mike McDaniel?
Oh, that was That was always fun, right? I love going against, McDaniels and Kyle because you're going to get some crazy motions, some crazy formations. And as a defense, like when we finish training, like every day of training camp is like something new. So when we go into the season, we're like, oh, wow, this is cool. They're not motioning. Like this is easy. Like, and it made our job tougher right throughout training camp. But getting into the season, there was not a motion, a formation that we hadn't seen or hadn't practiced before. So it allowed our guys to be even more confident and just fly around. So, really love what those guys do. And McDaniel, you see it, right, with the Dolphins and what he's doing there, right? A lot of different formations, a lot of motion causes a lot of confusion to defense, that he's doing an outstanding job there.
Yeah. Would Kyle ever just like try to flex on you and just like fuck you up with the crazy play in practice? Being like, whose team this is.
Yeah, he could try it, but he knows defense. Defense first, man. We stuff all those plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually a great skill set to have and great experience to have, because as more coaches that coach offense like that are going around the league, like, you're prepared for it because you saw it in practice every single day.
Yeah, and that's the credit to those guys and their mind. They're always thinking next level with the game. They're not just cookie cutter, just going to run the same plays, rinse and repeat. Hey, how can we do this a different way? How can we stress defenses in a different way? Hey, what would you do? Right. And we're in, communication. Like as Kyle was talking, hey, what would you do if you got this formation or this motion? So for me, I'm already thinking about those things, and our guys are just confident because we know how to handle them. And, the game is always evolving. So I always say as a coach, man, you have to be able to evolve with the game or the game will pass you by.
And we'll do both. So we'll start with the Niners, then the Texans. But when you were at the Niners, who was the biggest freak, offense or defense, where you're just like, when you watch them up close, because the Niners have a bunch of dudes, and you're just like, how is he doing this?
Trent Williams.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer. Correct answer. Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I went against Trent a couple times. I was playing with the Eagles, and he was in Washington, and I was he threw me out the club a lot of times. And Trent I don't know if there's another offensive lineman who is fast as Trent, who gets on the second level and who's stronger than him. Like, he's one of the strongest guys in the league.
Yeah. And then what about the Texans? Who's your freak right now?
The freak right now for the Texans, who would that be?
Could be Will Anderson.
Will is a beast for sure.
Yeah.
Man, he had to slow him down. He wrecks practice all the time. So we had to slow him down.
Yeah, I'm always interested because obviously, you got a pro team. It's all like insane athletes, but there's always a couple guys who just pop off and you're like, that's just different than everyone else.
Yeah, and Will is definitely that guy. Even last week, we're trying to get these looks to get the linebackers and safeties the proper fits on some run plays, and he just goes and destroys the place. Like, hey man, take him out so we can actually get some work in, and the guys can get better. Will has done a great job, man.
Yeah.
One thing we've learned from talking to enough people around the league is that actually Trent Williams should be spoken about the way we talk about like Aaron Donald on the defensive side of the ball. Like, he's that much of a game changer.
No doubt about it. I mean, the plays that they can run with Trent, the outside perimeter plays, and his ability to get to the second level, like, it's Trent Williams. He's a cheat code for the Niners.
Yeah,
and he should be spoken of in the same manner as Aaron Donald.
And he gets mean too. He gets mean out there, and that's not a man that you want to make angry.
Yeah,
at all.
Who's the best teammate? Let's maybe say teammate in terms of friend, but also then you can pick a teammate like best player you played with the Texans or Eagles.
Best teammate for me, say Brian Cushing.
Okay.
That's
also a freak. Yeah,
definitely a freak. With the Eagles, best teammate there, Shady McCoy.
Oh, I like that.
He's funny.
Yeah. He's very funny.
Shady
he was on the show. Yeah.
He talked about a guy who he kept it light, man, kept everyone engaged in the locker room, like fun guy to be around, and outstanding player. So Shady was definitely the life of that locker room.
Yeah, yeah.
And who's the most talented player that you played with?
Oh, most talented player I played with was J.J. Watt.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
So
He was at the game last week. He took out a full page ad. Did you read the full page ad that he took out?
No, I did not, but I did have him come and talk to the team, so which was awesome. He did an awesome job of coming and speaking to the guys and just letting them know like how you become a success in the NFL, right? And it's about that daily work, that grind. So JJ was awesome, man. Great friend, great teammate. Love having him around. Another great player I played with, I cannot not mention, was Mike Vick. Another great player.
Freak,
well.
Also a freak. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got some coaching tips for you real quick. We've been talking about the tush push. If you want some ideas on how to stop it, we have some ideas.
Bring them on.
Okay. Have you thought about potentially getting your lightest guy, maybe a safety or a cornerback, and throwing him over the line of scrimmage when they snap the ball at a Jalen Hurts or whoever's doing it? Have you thought about that?
Have not thought about that one.
Okay. Put that one on the list.
All right.
Have you thought about giving one guy on defense a knife? But then nobody knows who has the knife. It's like a secret knife. It could be anybody.
No, that may work.
Okay. All right. What about stacking your biggest defensive linemen on top of each other and then just pushing that mound back against the offense?
That's the winner.
Okay.
That's the winner.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that would work. You just got to get everyone to buy into lying on top of each other.
Yeah, man. They done a great job that play, but I think that play, it all starts with Kelsey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what he's able to do, he's another guy I play with who's a freak as well. But that's the key to that play, right? That's what worked. I think other teams have tried it. It hasn't worked as well because you don't get that. You don't have guys who are explosive and get that push as Kelsey does. So, and of course, Jalen Hurts, he's a beast as well.
He's a beast.
I think it actually technically if we're talking about the clock, it starts with their left guard who jumps ahead of the snap, and he moves first. So it starts with him, and then actually it's the Eagles' offensive line. I mean, obviously Jalen Hurts is a beast, and he can squat 600 pounds. But the way their offensive line runs that play, it's so much different from when any other team tries to copy it and emulate it. They don't get that same push up there. So yeah, I would agree with you on that. When you were on the Eagles, you played for Chip Kelly. I think your last year, right, Coach Chip?
Yep.
Did you incorporate any of his urine testing strategy into your position right now as a head coach?
Yeah. No, none of those strategies. You definitely have to be hydrated in Houston. If you're not hydrated out here, man, you won't make it through practice. But Chip was, man, I would say this. I was very, I was very happy to be a part of Chip's first college coach, the college ways to come into the NFL and all of the sports science things that he brought, right? I was on the latter end of my career, but to be a part of that, I think helped me a lot in understanding, right, where the league is now. The things that Chip implemented when you come to sports performance staff and all those things, right, nutrition stations, just getting shakes for the guys, all those things that Chip implemented, you're seeing every team around the NFL do that now. So I was happy to be, with Chip, and he's on the cutting edge of things in the NFL. And now that's the standard, right? If you don't have it, guys are looking like, hey, what's going on here? So, shout out to Coach Chip Kelly, man. He's one of the smartest coaches I've ever played for.
Yeah, and he loved you. I found this quote that he had. I think it might have been when you got injured one year with the Eagles. He said about you, he's our Mufasa. When a warrior goes down, you pick up his shield and go play in honor of him. That was a little too serious, Chip. Hey, take it easy, coach.
Did you die? Or?
I'm still alive. He's our Mufasa.
Some people still throw that out, say Mufasa.
Oh, I like it.
But it was cool, man. And I guess the correlation also went into me and helping out Jordan Hicks, right, a rookie linebacker who played under me there. And I just wanted to pour in all the knowledge that I had, pour into Jordan, so he can become the leader, right, and take that team over. And Jordan's still playing in the league, still playing at a high level, doing a great job. But I'm more pleased with Jordan and the man and the leader that he's become in the NFL. Had a great career, great family. So, man, shout out to Jordan Hicks as well over in Minnesota, still balling.
Yeah, I had one last question because I know you got to run, and this has been awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Coach. So the last question is rollback question, rhoback.com. Use promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase, Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, promo code TAKE, rowback.com. All right, so it's a two-part question. It's a little coach quiz to get you ready because we want you to succeed. First one, hypothetical. You're down 14 points with about 3 minutes left in the game. You score a touchdown. Are you going for 2 or 1?
Uh-oh. Go for 2.
There we go. All right, you nailed
Smart.
that one. All right,
Smart.
here's the next one. You're down 8. It's about 2.5 minutes left. You have all 3 timeouts, and it's 4th and goal from the 8-yard line. You're down 8. Do you kick a field goal and then kick off, or do you go for it, trying to score a touchdown and then go from there?
Oh, I'm gonna try to score the touchdown.
Okay, good answer. Good answer.
Wait, there's another wrinkle to it. The opposing quarterback that you're going against, he is the best quarterback of all time.
Yes, I forgot about that.
He's
part.
the greatest quarterback who's
so
ever lived.
You don't want to give him the ball
Hypothetically,
back.
what would you do in that situation? Still score the touchdown, right?
Of course, go. Yeah,
Yeah, smart.
You should try to score a touchdown.
Smart man.
Yeah. We'll let Matt LaFleur know. All right, well, Coach, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Good luck for the rest of the season. You guys have been so much fun to watch. And, we've been Demeco Ryans guys for a long time, so excited to get you on and excited for your career to keep going.
Awesome, man. Thank you guys for having me on, man. Have fun.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Demeco Ryans was brought to you by our good friends over at Morgan & Morgan. Did you know that 35% of all fatal accidents occur between 6 p.m. and midnight, and that people aged 25 to 34 have the highest amount of drivers involved in car crashes? People aged 15 to 24 had the highest rate of emergency room visits due to car accidents of all age groups. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 800 lawyers. With over $15 billion recovered for over 300,000 clients. That's right, I said $15 billion with a B. $15 billion is what they've recovered for over 300,000 clients. Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. Morgan & Morgan has been fighting for the people for over 35 years. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is so easy, so easy. Entertaining clients is hard. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. Winning the PMT lotto is hard, memes. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. Moving to Chicago is hard. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/PMT or dial pound law, pound 529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/PMT or pound law, pound 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. I wonder if they would represent me in a lawsuit against Hank or Max, actually. I think I want to sue Max. I would like to file a lawsuit against Max for emotional distress, physical assault, or is that battery? When you actually touch somebody, is that battery? I feel battered.
Yep.
I feel battered. I'm like a piece of fried chicken right now because Max patted me on my head. Morgan, please reach out. I'd like to engage in some courtroom litigation against Max.
Okay, let's wrap up the show with Jimbos, and it's brought to you by our friends at Snickers. Today's Jimbos is brought to you by the one and only Snickers, the most satisfying solution for all those rookie mistake moments, packed with chocolate, caramel, peanuts, and nougat. Snickers is the go-to play when life throws blitzes your way. We actually, true story, Sunday, I said to Jake, take my credit card and go buy us as many boxes of Snickers that you can get. So we have the freezer stacked back up. It's a rookie mistake. Maybe you just need a Snickers. If you have a rookie mistake, maybe you just need a Snickers. Learn more. Snickers.com/NFL. We love Snickers. Need them all the time. Now it's like Pavlov's dogs. I want to go get one right now.
I ate one today. I ate 3 on Sunday.
Memes, can you go get us some? I had 3 on Sunday, and I had 2 yesterday. This will be my second today.
Ice cream for the boys. 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 Yeah. Hank, are you ready to eat some cream? Hank, are you ready to cream?
I scream for ice cream. I scream for ice cream.
Hank, go ahead, Jimbos.
Missed my flight for family vacation, so had to buy another.
Wait, no, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. This is painful.
LaGuardia, then
realized.
realized.
Stop. Do it again. Don't do this. I can't. I thought you were saying your own flight to LaGuardia.
Missed my flight for a family vacation, so I had to buy another, Then I Ubered from JFK to LaGuardia. Then, while going through security, realized my new flight was for 2 weeks from then.
Oh, no.
So I had to Uber back to JFK, and then the only available flight was $1,300.
Oh, that's embarrassing. I've experienced both sides of that. The plane or the taxi ride from one airport to another airport.
Yep.
I actually did that in Qatar and almost missed my international flight back. But that's so embarrassing to get into the cab and say, "Yeah, I'm at the wrong one right now."
Send me to the other one.
And then getting to an airport and having the ticket be wrong, also very, very embarrassing.
That's brutal. Just be like, "Hey, family, I screwed up. Not coming."
Yeah.
Like here's the good news about when you make a mistake with your family, you can be like, "What are you gonna do? Not be family with me anymore?"
You still love me.
You can't do anything. They're with, it's like when you get around like you're like mom and you start acting like a kid again because you're like, you can't give me back.
You love me no matter what.
Yeah, like I could be an asshole.
You sucker. I could do anything right now. You still love me.
Yeah.
It's like a dog. Like if a dog chews up your carpet.
Right.
And then gives you that one look with their ears forward. They look like they're going to cry. You're like, I can never stay mad at you.
Snickers ice cream.
Let me get some ice
for
cream.
the boys. Ice cream for the boys.
I love the ice cream. It's very hot in this room too, so it feels good.
Jake, you're too good for it?
I have a tennis match after this, so I can't.
You don't want to play tennis on a little tummy in the ice cream tummy?
I love Snickers, love their ice cream bars, but it's not a good.
How's the tennis season going?
This is what
good.
Andre Agassi used to eat a Snickers ice cream bar before every single match.
Yep.
All right, fine.
That's how Pete Sampras got all the hair on his chest.
Yep.
It's good. I'm 8-1. Final regular season.
8-1.
Today. Yeah.
Did you avenge your loss?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Yeah, I got.
So you're gonna win the whole thing?
Well, I got promoted. I was at one level, 3.25, and now after starting 5-0, I'm now at 3.5 level, 3.5, and I'm 3-1.
Oh, so you were just beating up on bad people?
Yeah, but I'm still 3-1.
Could you have said no to the promotion?
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
Because I want better competition.
No, that's.
I would have stayed down.
I would have stayed down and just dominated.
Yeah.
All right. So when's the finals?
The playoffs. Well, the regular season goes through October 15th, but we're going to be out of town, so this is my last regular season match, and the playoffs will be when we get back from New York.
If you're in the championship, I will come.
That's a lie. No, you won't.
Yeah, I will, because I'll heckle Jake and I'll root for the other guy.
Spin Zone. It's on a Sunday at 2:30 p.m.
No.
Okay.
Jake, you should actually schedule it to be during an NFL game.
No.
And hold him to that.
No.
Yeah, you should.
I wouldn't do that to myself.
Will you be mad if I heckle you?
No.
Yeah, thanks. Saying yes, you will.
It's good practice for my mental game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Shot of a lifetime. 15-0.
Oh. This ice cream's so good. I dropped a little bit.
All right. Well, good
Has
luck,
anyone
Jake.
outmoaned you?
No,
You're number
I'm
one.
a big moaner.
Best-
Yeah.
What if we would you think it would be fair if you PFT Hank and I came and you used us as like a weapon and we just like belittled the
I
opponent?
would love that.
That'd be kind of mean though. Like if we
Bullying.
got really mean and the guy was like, "What's your problem?" It's like Jake told us to do it. Think about it. You got a lot to think about.
All
You
right.
can decide
First, I got to get to the championship.
Yeah, whichever. If we show up, we're gonna make a ruckus no matter what. So you just decide which way you want the ruckus to go.
You should tell the listeners when it is and have them show up
Oh,
and have them
like
root
a
for you
flash
against your
mob?
opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That'll
first I have
rule.
to get there. Long way to go.
Yeah, it's actually messed up that you're talking about being in the championship. You're not.
Very
brought it up.
honestly.
You're drinking champagne before the
if
Super Bowl.
if I was playing
bring
against
it up.
Jake in the first round, I would listen to this clip on repeat.
I play this clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I didn't buy the champagne. It was given to me. I didn't bring it up.
You ordered the champagne.
I did
You
not
took it
order
off
the
the tray.
champagne.
You had 2 glasses of champagne, Max.
Jimbos.
2. You fat big.
You little small.
I started a new job on October 2nd, so naturally this was taking up most of my headspace, and I forgot my mom's birthday was on October 1st. Not only did I forget, but I also called her early that morning to ask for the Disney Plus password.
Oh no!
We
on her
texted
birthday?
a few times throughout the day before she made a comment about what she was doing for her birthday. At that point, it was too late.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh.
That's very bad.
Very
the fact
bad.
that you asked her for a favor, obviously you not
Brutal.
thinking that it was her birthday.
Brutal.
Thank you to this person for writing in because it's my mom's birthday, and so I need to buy her something.
Yes.
That's huge. No, it's next week, but I'm going to see her on Friday.
Yeah,
That's
is
big.
so,
That's
you
big.
have to. Mom's birthday is very important. Very important. That's a brutal one because you can't. That also is one that for the rest of the time, like remember when you clearly didn't know it was my birthday?
Yeah, that's tough.
And you were taking money from her too. You're like, hey, can you give me that Disney Plus password that I use that you pay for?
And then all the follow up to be like, oh yeah, sorry.
I think
your birthday.
You have to get your own Disney Plus account.
Yeah,
that's the only way forward. Be like, Mom,
no,
I realize how bad that was. As my present to you, I've purchased myself a Disney Plus subscription in my own name.
You gotta. The only way to get out of that is that when you ask for the Disney Plus password and then you realize it's her birthday, you have to write back and be like, I actually was trying to get you the premium Disney Plus for your birthday.
Yeah.
All right, this one, it says it's a warning for all AWLs to never apply toothpaste with too much force.
Okay.
I was trying to get the last of the toothpaste out of the tube. Had it rolled up from the bottom, really squeezing and pushing, when a big glob came out. I quickly swiped down the bristles, but pushed them down in doing so. They snapped back up, shooting toothpaste into my left eye, which burns 1,000 times worse than shampoo. If anyone's wondering, remember my stupidity and always be careful when applying toothpaste to your toothbrush.
He just went hard. He just went like mega grip.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds a little dramatic, Joey.
I think this guy.
Oh man, you first named him.
A couple things. One, Joey. Grow up. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not that bad of an injury.
Maybe lose the Y on your name, Joey.
Number two, Joey. Get a better toothbrush. It sounds like you've got a cheap toothbrush on your hands here.
Mm-hmm. I hanging on too long with the toothpaste that has no toothpaste in it. That's a battle that we all fight. That's just buy a new one. I do it with deodorant too. You know when the deodorant pops off the top.
And
then you have to like palm it.
That's what I'm currently doing right now.
Yeah, it's brutal.
That's my every morning.
Yeah.
I get out of the shower. I'm like, no, there's still some white stuff. You start to poke your finger through the grates of the holder to get more extra deodorant
You
out.
rub it with your hand, then rub it on your under armpits.
Yeah.
I was going to say underpits.
Yeah, your underpits. But answer me this. How come when you use soap doesn't work on your armpits? Isn't that an interesting question?
Now that's a good question.
I think we should discuss it.
Okay, maybe we'll do that on Friday.
Yeah, Hank, what are your thoughts?
Okay.
PowerPoint presentation?
Big soap.
Take soap out of the equation.
Would like to see one.
I mean, it makes too much sense.
Oh man,
is that what I said?
Yeah, take soap
out of the equation.
Yeah, you're thinking about the soap. Take the soap out of the equation.
That actually, I should reply to the Taylor Swift clip that I tweeted and just reply with that debate and be like, "This is what you guys are. This is the podcast you guys are mad about.
Soap doesn't work.
Soap. How is it that soap doesn't work? What is it on your armpits? Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Take soap out of the equation. All right, numbers.
3,
1,
69. Memes, you ever gotten this?
18.
20.
No, 2.
8. 8.
I kind of hope nobody gets it.
Yeah, no.
We're all just waiting. This one doesn't
Yeah.
count.
I'll just wait
I'm not
for it.
putting my heart into this one.
2 more weeks.
Love you guys.